So, how do I look? Sports is the ultimate human connection. It's essentially a life metaphor. Sports, like politics, can be quite divisive and violent. Take soccer hooliganism in Europe, for example. But it can also unite people. Think of rugby in South Africa, for example. If you're traveling right now, traveling around the globe, sports is also a great conversation starter. Unless you're in Brazil right now, they're thinking about the high inner city traveling cost instead of the World Cup 2014. And that's actually not a laughing matter. There's a lot of corruption right now. So thoughts go out to Turkey and Brazil right now. And while we're on the topic of human connection, I do have a special message at the end of this video. So it's not all about sports. So with that said, let's segue with the conversation involving the Miami Heat, who survived one of the best games in NBA history, filled with players and coaching mistakes, incredible shots. I grew up playing a lot of sports. Soccer was my first, until back in 1996 when my brother from another mother, Frank, took me to a Miami Heat game in 1996. And who did we play against? Michael Jordan and the Chicago Bulls. Alonzo Mourning, Tim Hardaway, Dan Marley. I love you, but come on, bro. Come on, son. It was MJ. It was MJ. But since I was born in Miami, Jackson Memorial Hospital, and raised in West Palm Beach, I am a Heat fan. I watched the game using NBA League Pass here in South Korea during my teacher's break. I lesson planned. I did my work. You know, I wanted some milk and cookies and watched the game. Do you know how difficult it was to watch the game at work silently and scream silently? A silent scream is the most difficult thing to do while watching a game. That was torture. That Game 6 Miami Heat versus San Antonio Spurs was torture. I managed to watch the fourth quarter and overtime during my break. Here are some of the highlights which may or may not be in order. First, Mike Miller lost his shoe and made a three. Like it's whatever. I normally practice with one shoe on anyway. LeBron James lost his hairband and then went Super Saiyan in the fourth quarter. Tony Parker hit a mean-ass step back three and floater. How disrespectful. And then LeBron James passes out and commits 2 turnovers, which then eventually leads to him making a 3. I was screaming, Jesus, Jesus, but not the Bible Messiah, the basketball shooting God. Ray Allen, aka Jesus Shuttlesworth, shot the game into overtime. Chris Bosh had 2 crucial blocks to seal the game in OT. The last block was more like a mush. Take that to your face, chump. LeBron James ends with his 4th triple-double in his NBA Finals appearances. My adrenaline, ladies and gentlemen, was a Six Flags roller coaster dipping down a black pit at 78 different angles. I mean, I love how sports simultaneously connects and divides people. Twitter went nuts. I was texting back and forth with my friend Ryan, and then the bell rung. Reality set in. A game is just a game. Win or lose, I'm a Heat fan. But take yourself out of competition for a minute. Watch how humans react when games are at stake. Oh, how loyalty is such a glass concept, especially when some fans leave before the games end. How players illustrate passion and determination. How coaches are just parents with a game plan. How time dictates our every move. How love and hate for players is like the inconsistent feelings we have for each other. Contradictions, faith, challenges, people. Ladies and gentlemen, sure, life is like a sport, but every day is Game 7. One love, peace, and be free.